Hello friends, welcome to Avalon Park, Florida, pretty much Orlando. Here at Bowigens. I've heard of this brewery, I've seen it on the map. It's a little far from where I live, so it's a little inconvenient for me, but here I am today. Let's go check it out. It's a part of this place called the Marketplace. It's not just the brewery. Ordered a smoked Doppelbock called the Attitude Accelerator.
What's the lightest?
Ooh, this is very good. And it's not a smoked flavor that's added to it. They actually use a barbecue joint down the street here, and they help them out by smoking the grains for this beer. And it's very good. It's a different taste than I've ever had. A little like ashy. I don't know how to describe it. It's not a bad way. It's like a little ashy, smoky. It's great. I do some home brewing. I know I haven't put any of that stuff on this channel yet, but I will soon. I just had an idea for a beer. I made like a smoky beer and called it Ashy Larry. I wonder if that already exists. Maybe it's on Untapped. I don't know. We'll have to look. Well, I misunderstood when they were talking to me about the barbecue guy, where he was. He was right here in this empty space, and I guess he took off to take a corporate job somewhere. Now, sounds awful, but that's where it came from, and it sounds like a pretty neat collaboration between one of these marketplace people and the brewery. This is not their main brewery though. This is just one location of 3 locations, 2 tasting rooms. One's a warehouse where they do large-scale brewing, and they store a lot of beer there and distribute beer out of there, and then, can their beer there. And then the other is a tasting room, and then this location in the Marketplace. And they do have beers to go here. But you can't like reach in, there's no handle. You have to ask them up there to get the beers you want to go. But that's okay. And no shortage of food in this place. They're in a really nice spot here to get pretty much whatever you want. They even have a wine shop here. It's cool. Number 2, the Florida version of a standard Marzen, as me and the bartender agreed it was. This is their Botoberfest, I believe is the name. As said before, standard version of a Florida Marzen, a Florida version of a standard Marzen. Come on, I've only had one beer. Malty, real nice to you. It like wants to be your friend. It's a very good beer. Just like the beer version of that nice mailman you got. He comes around every now and again. He's like, hey, how's it going? You don't talk to him very often, but when you do see him, he's like, hey, and he's a nice guy, and you're like, hey, back here. Yeah, it's good to see you again. Yeah, sure is. All right, see you next time. I am loving the beers here at Bowigens. The bartender's awesome, telling me all about the beers, extremely knowledgeable about how they're made and so on, telling me about the area too, because Avalon Park is not a part of Orlando that I really know about. Like I said, it's a little inconvenient for me. It's an hour away from my house. I live in the same city. It's an hour away from my house. I've never been out here before, and it's a nice part of town. This is definitely the only brewery around here. There's some other bars nearby. There's one across the street. There's a lot of stuff going on. In fact, they had an Oktoberfest celebration just last night, and they released 3 of these beers. So I did try the Oktoberfest and the smoked beer because it was part of that set list of beers that they small batch made and only release on this day once a year. So that's what they had left over, and I tried it out. I'm trying a stout next though, because I want to get the authenticity of the beers that they make all the time and try one of those for you. I want to try one for me so I can tell you about it, see how it is. As it turns, the stout was standard, very good. I'd buy another, but it's time to go. Thanks for joining me today at Bowigens Brewing Company here at the Marketplace in Avalon Park. This is a really great place. I enjoy coming out here and checking out Avalon Park. Never been here before. Thought it was a little too far away from me when I seen it on maps in the past. You know, it's all the way on the east side of Orlando, over by the East Coast almost. You're only about 30 minutes away from the East Coast. You can check out some cool beaches from here. So if you're in that part of Florida, this is a great location to come and hang out for a day or so. There's lots of shops around here. Check out down the street. There's like stuff going on. Breweries popping up all over Orlando. It's a great place for the beer nowadays. Weird thing, huh? Orlando, great beer scene. Thanks for joining me today, friends, here at Bowigens at the Marketplace. I appreciate your company. Stand by, I'll tell you what I think about this brewery and all the ratings. See you in the next video. I had a really great time at Bowigens at Avalon Park. I was skeptical because of the location in the Marketplace, but turns out it's a really great place to enjoy a few beers. I'm going to give them a 4 for their beers. And for the staff, I'm going to give them a 5. Greg, the bartender that day, was really kind and knew everything about their beers. I appreciated the conversation with him. The ambiance, I'm going to give them a 4 for that. The location, it's in a marketplace with a lot of food around and things right down the street you could check out. I'm going to give them a 5 for the location. The price, they're average. I'm going to give them a 3 for their price. And then I'm giving them 3 bonus points as well. 1, because they're family friendly. They have an outdoor seating area. They're located right on the side of the marketplace, so there's a nice outside bar. They're pet friendly because of that as well. And they obviously have a lot of food around. So I'm giving them 3 points for all that with a total of 24 points. Thanks for watching, friends. I appreciate your company at Bowigens at Avalon Park. I'll see you at the next brewery.